Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we review A Ghost Story. Welcome back, guys. We are reviewing the movie A Ghost Story, and it is the latest film from A24 Films, and that is kind of a favorite for me. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss, but this one, let's talk about it. Alright guys, first things first on this film. This is a film for, I believe, thinkers. You either are going to love this movie or you are going to completely hate it. It's not one of those movies where it's kind of like it's alright and it's kind of in between. It's a very artsy type of film. The type of film where not a lot happens. There really isn't a lot of dialogue here. I'm pretty sure almost the whole script can fit on maybe a page, page and a half type of thing. It's a lot of visuals. It's a lot of watching what's going on, but it does take cues from some really good movies like Interstellar and Ghost, and the score actually has this kind of eerie feeling to it, but it also feels like it takes cues from A Stairway to Heaven. There's just like this climb in there where you're just like, oh, I can kind of hear Stairway to Heaven, which kind of makes sense because it's kind of a story about someone who dies, becomes a ghost, and kind of just starts watching things. It's a Watcher movie. I don't know, if you're like a Marvel fan and you like The Watchers, this is kind of what he's doing, but not really, but sort of. Anyway, on the surface, this is a movie with a dude walking around dressed as a ghost, like old school ghost, like a sheet over his head, no CG in that way, just a sheet over his head with two black eyes, and that's kind of it. Now, if you look at that, you're gonna be like, man, this is a ridiculous movie. This looks ridiculous. I don't want to watch this. There's not really much going on, but then something happens. And it's not something that happens in the movie, it's just like something happens overall. The feeling of the score, the feeling of the music that they chose. There's a piece in there that I don't think I've heard before. I think it was made just for the film. There's just stuff that stays with you after the film. I actually really enjoyed it. Although not at first. I kind of enjoyed it after and later. Kind of strange. But anyway, definitely worth the look. Okay, on to the next section. So as artistic as the movie is, sometimes that is a very strong point, and also it's kind of one of its weaker points. There's certain aspects of the film that you're watching that really could have been translated a little bit better. There's a scene with a pie at some point that's just weird. And I get what they were doing, but I feel like maybe they could have done that a little differently. And a couple other parts in the film, when you get to the culmination, there's a very particular thing that happens there, and you're just kind of like, I don't understand why that happened that way. And the thing about A24 Films is it does spark up conversation. You have to ask people like what happened afterwards. So I guess that is a good thing. Shouldn't really be in the bad section, but that is kind of what ends up happening because there's so many different points of view. However, that is it for the bad. Let us keep it moving. Alright guys, I'm going with a 4 out of 5 on this one. It's, again, a film not for everyone. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, and I thought it was okay when I first finished it, and the more I thought about it, it actually became better, which is a very strange occurrence for me. I've never been to a movie where I was like, this is what I think about it, and then later on I was like, no, I actually think it's better, and then I'm like, no, I actually think it's better than what was better before, which is, I don't know how that happens. How do they do that? I don't know. I would suggest going to check it out if you want to see something different, something that's a little bit different from the usual superhero tentpole or the action movie of the summer. It's just a different type of film, and if you're looking for that kind of thing, I would definitely say go check it out. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just saw the review for A Ghost Story. Definitely check that one out. So if you liked the video, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share with your friends, share with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll check y'all on the flip.